Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking on this video. This is going to be a demo video for explaining what the Etoile class is. The Etoile class is a very tanky class that's unlike Hero, Phantom, or Luster. As a downside, however, this causes Etoile to be a relatively slow class compared to the others, but it doesn't have to be this way. This guide is made to explain the functions of Etoile and how to perform as one in its full potential. So the first weapons for Etoile is going to be the dual blades. The dual blades has a passive function that the way that double blades work is that it's a very slow weapon compared to the others, and that it lacks range or movement even when you're attacking. So it's very slow. Now to circumvent this problem, dual blades has this function that if you lock onto an enemy, you'll automatically lock onto them. So this is very nice if you want to approach your enemy, but for some reason you're out of PP to do it. Now I'm going to be talking about the PAs of this class. The first PA is Radiant Sting. Radiant Sting is a very fast PA that you're probably going to be using as a mobility tool. It's good for closing the gap between your enemies. It's like this. It's very fast. In the second part of the PA, after you approach, you'll make some sort of spin. I mean, you're spinning the entire time, but on the second part, it's very easy to move sideways. I mean, compared to when you're attacking the first time. So it's good if you want to disengage or move around your enemy. Now the second PA, also forgot to mention. You notice that this PA maintains your altitude, so you don't have to reposition yourself all the time. A lot of these PAs actually maintain your altitude, so this is going to be a very nice tool if you want to attack single enemies like bosses or area bosses. Now the second PA is going to be Light Wave. This is going to be your range option, since the range is very far. You can also move while you're attacking, so it's a very versatile attack if you're attacking an enemy that's moving too fast. The third PA is Distortion Pierce. This is going to be your DPS tool because it's very quick, it's very spammable, and it's very strong. It's recommended for you to use this attack if your enemy is stunned or is moving a lot. Now the fourth and final PA is Vertical Flow. This is going to be a move that you're going to be using if you want to gain some air time when double jump just doesn't cut it. It's also very spammable, so you don't have to worry about it. It's very spammable, so you don't have to worry about it failing on you midway. You can even hold it down, but I don't recommend it. Okay, so the weapon action for this weapon is parry. If you press the weapon action button, you'll create this kind of shield around you. This is going to deflect any and all damage while the shield is up. It's only up for a certain amount of time though, so don't try to rely too much. But if you get it to work, it'll essentially give you super armor, allowing you to continue attacking without being afraid of getting knocked away. See, even if you're attacking, you can still activate it. So try to use this learn your enemy's attacks, and you should technically be able to continue attacking without any fear, as it also deflects all damage. Now, for the special attacks of the dual blades is that if you dash and evade, if you evade and weapon action, you'll throw out this attack. I think it's called Step Edge. It's a range attack that you can use without any PP penalties, so you can just use it if you want to deal damage. Yep, it's also very fast while you're in the animation, so it's very good if you want to navigate around your enemies like this. See, you you can make a full rotation very easily. Now for this, now for the special attack though, is that if you press weapon action after using step edge, you'll use the attack called connect. Connect is a very powerful move that you can use to deal massive damage in a short period of time. So while I gain gear, if you press evade, weapon action, and weapon action again, you'll see this golden aura flow around you. It's there that if you keep attacking while this aura is up, you'll be able to gain gear faster, letting you use this attack more. Now if you press weapon action again after attacking with connect, you see this red window. If you press weapon action again, you attack with full connect. This is a very strong attack that I recommend you to use whenever possible because it's a very hard hitting move. Now one thing to note is that if you have a ring called Easy Full Connect, you'll be able to use full connect at 50% gauge. Since if you want to use full connect, as it says, you have to use your full gauge. But with Easy Full Connect, you'll be able to use your full connect and treat it as if it's charged PA, like this. If you charge it for a bit, you'll be able to hold this weapon. Hold the button, and even as you're holding, you can still turn around. So if your enemy is moving, you can still attempt to lock into it. Whether you hit the target or not is debatable. And those are the functions for Etoile's dual blades. Now, if you notice while you're attacking, you might notice that as you're attacking, there are some lingering blades after you attack. I don't know if there's a proper name for this, but I like to call it lingering attacks. In that, if you attack and evade on the second part of the animation, you'll throw out these blades they'll continue to deal damage even when you skip the attack, they'll still attack. This applies to does that make sense? If you skip the attack, you can still attack. Yeah. This applies for every other PA. So, example, if I use Distortion Pierce, yeah, there's still another attack that you can use even as you're moving away. An easier way to display this is with Light Wave. See how the attack still finishes even after you cancel the animation. This is good if you want to deal burst damage while still moving around. And that is dual blades for the Etoile. The next weapon I'm going to be demoing is the double sabers. Dual sabers is a weapon that, compared to the dual blades, is it's chiller. It's a less direct weapon compared to dual blades. Even the vibe that this weapon gives is less aggressive than. The vibe that this weapon gives is less aggressive than the dual blades. So, the passive function for double sabers is that it has something called skip arts. Every single one of the dual blades full on arts have two parts to it. See example for the attack called Absolute Quasar. It has two parts, the approach and the attack. But if you want to just skip to the second attack, you can use the PA again, but this time don't use any directional inputs. So example, see how I'm moving and I'm still using the PA as normal. Now if I attack without using any movement buttons, I'll just skip to the second part of the attack. This makes it very nice if you want to attack quickly, but it makes it a very, it's just basically it. It lets you attack faster. Of course you'll be sacrificing a bit of damage for it, but it basically gives you more options on how to fight. Because the animation ending faster means more time to use another attack. So the second PA that I'm going to be talking about is Saber Destruction. This is going to be a mobbing PA because you'll essentially be dealing damage around you, and as you can see, you can spam it as much as possible. The skipped version of this attack is that if you don't use any directional inputs, you'll deal this very consistent damaging PA. This is going to be your This is going to be your general DPS tool. It's straightforward and simple. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will like it. Now the third attack is Celestial Collide. This is a very hard-hitting PA with a lot of kickback. See how slow it is compared to the other PAs. That's why I recommend this to be used as a combo finisher. See, like this, if you attack with this and you need to disengage, you can use Celestial Collide and quickly retreat. That's the theory. Whether you'll be able to use it on practice, it largely depends on you. It also attacks from a range. So say I'm all the way back here and I attack. I think it still hits. Yeah, it still hits. Now for the last PA, it's going to be Shooting Star. This move is nice in that it automatically attacks the position of your lock-on. So even if you're behind an enemy and you're having trouble attacking the weak spots, you can still use Shooting Star to attack the weak point. Yep. Now the weapon action for this weapon is Deflect. I am unable to demo this at the moment because the enemy isn't exactly moving. No, actually no, I'll just put an image up as an example on how Deflect works. Because if you evade, you'll see if you press the weapon action as you're evading an enemy attack, you're going to be seeing this golden light, this golden circle around you. If you press weapon action again, you'll attack with a counter, I guess. Yeah, basically you'll unleash a powerful attack that you can spam, provided that you can time your attacks with the damage. This is also very spammable, and it's an attack that doesn't follow the just attack window, so you can just keep spamming it without any real penalty. Now, you might have noticed a golden line that tends to appear after you attack with the weapon action or with your PAs. If you press the normal attack button as this golden line is up, you'll immediately approach an enemy. So let's say I do this, attack. See, I'll immediately approach the target. This is very good if you want to continue attacking after using Celestial Collide. Example, if you do this. And you say you want to continue attacking, you can keep doing that. I think that's double sabers in a nutshell. It's a very it's a more wait no never mind, I forgot one more function. It's the glide function. If you press evade twice, you'll enter the state of glide that that'll help you maintain altitude for a moment. It's very good if you want to, I don't know. And it's a nice option to have. Although it's a bit, you can't cancel out of it. You can't cancel out of it unlike any other PA, so it takes a bit of, so you need to, if you want to cancel out of it, it's best if you just evade. If you jump, no you can't jump. Yeah, this is a very tricky thing to use, but if you lock on while this glide is active, you'll move faster. So it's good if you want to approach like that. But be careful when you're using it because it's not that easy for you to cancel out of it. And that is double sabers. Very chill. It's the thinking. I like to call it the thinking man's weapon, because compared to dual blades, double sabers is more methodical, I guess, compared to the monkey, to the monkey combat system of dual blades. The next weapon I'm going to be demoing is wand. Now the third and final weapon of the Etoile class is the wand. Admittedly, this is the weapon that I have the least experience on, but I'll do my best to explain it. So the wand is a very versatile weapon according to the game, in that you're able to keep moving regardless of what you're doing. Even if you're attacking, or just attacking, you're able to move regardless of what you're doing. Now, the wand has is a versatile weapon in that you can essentially attack from wherever you want, because the wand has a ranged option. Baked into its function, baked into its normal attacks. So you don't have to worry about that too much. Now, I'm going to be talking about the photon arts for the wand. The first attack is Prism Circular. This is a very nice move because you're just able to you're able to fly wherever you want and maintain altitude while doing it. If you're on the over the shoulder mode, you can basically fly to wherever you want. If you release, you'll throw out this ray of light. See, it's a very mobile weapon. That's Prism Circular. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that the passive weapon. I was waiting until I was discussing the photon arts of this weapon before I could talk about the passive function, because if you attack, you'll notice this white circle around. This is called focus. If you press the weapon action button while this circle is up, you'll unleash an attack you'll unleash a focused version of the attack. So, example, the normal attack for Prism Circular is a wind of light, but if you use the focused version, you unleash this shorter ranged but stronger attack. Yep, okay. So you can choose to whether or not you want to attack AoE or for single target. It's a very one size fits all weapon. The second weapon is not the second weapon. The second PA is Glitter Stripe. It basically attacks a relatively large space in front of you while gaining some airtime. It's basically a very nice attack if you want to attack a large amount of enemies at a time. The focused version of this PA is basically a shorter version of it. The third PA is Black Hole Rupture. If you've ever played Ranger, and used the gravity bomb, this is basically it. It basically takes an enemy to a single point and attacks with this large Nagrans-like attack. This is very good if you want to gather a bunch of enemies into one spot and attack them all at once. The focused version of this PA is basically it's a concentrated circle that deals more damage. I like to combo this attack with Black Hole Rupture and then Glitter Stripe, because all the enemies will be in one spot anyway, so tons of damage for that. Now the last attack is going to be your DPS tool. This is your single target DPS. Luminous Flare is basically a big laser. It's a very big laser that has a very wide range, and if you focus it, it'll turn into this very powerful attack. Yep. So it's very deep. It's a very good DPS tool if you want to use it. Now you might notice, but no matter how hard you won't be able to cancel. For Luminous Flare specifically, I guess you won't be able to cancel out of the animation. So be careful about that. You wouldn't want to be locked into something that you don't want to. That won't give you a lot of payoff. Now, a good way to move is that the wand has a function. Let me see if I can bring it up. Character info and class. Yeah, this one. It has a function called wand fast dash, focus dash. I mean, sorry, but it's probably focused. In that, if you use your weapon action, if you use your focus weapon action, you see this small light. These small ripples on their feet. This basically improves your movement speed, so that you can move faster and reposition easily. Okay, I think that's all the photon arts for this weapon. Now I'm going to be talking about the weapon action. The weapon action is if you've ever played Hunter, it basically throws out the shield around you, and if you release it, you'll teleport for a bit, and then attack with the dash attack of your wand. It's basically good if you want to block damage while still moving fast. This will block literally all damage as long for a short while the shield is up. So it's recommended for you to do this if you want to block damage. Keep in mind that you can't use the shield unlike dual blades, so be careful about that. Remember that you're playing wand, not dual blades. Now the super attack for this weapon is that if you hold down the bar, you'll eat a bit of gauge, and you can still move while the thing is up. If you release, you'll unleash this very, very powerful attack. This is basically a light grenade that's probably as strong as full connect, or maybe even stronger. It's also AoE and does a really huge chunk of damage. So it's good to attack while building up this gauge whenever you can. Because you can even unleash it halfway, and you'll even approach the enemy super fast. Now, what I did just then was something called Overdrive. It basically gives everyone a full heal as well as plus 50 PP for 20 seconds. It's a very good refreshing function for the Etoile that to let it support their team in a better way. You gain gear and you attack when you don't do anything or when you're deflecting damage. But if you want to gain it as fast as possible, then stay on the aggressive. Etoile has the tools for it. And I guess that's that's the functions for, that's the demo for wand. Sorry if I missed anything, because admittedly I main dual blades and dual sabers and then wand in that order. And that's basically Etoile. It's a very powerful class that specializes in close range damage and dealing while being tanky, mobile, and still capable of dealing a ton of damage. I turned on the damage counter for you so that you can see how much damage this class actually does. It's honestly incredible. Of course, the downside is that you might notice that I was healing 1 HP per time, even when this potential tells me that I'm going to require 30 HP per hit. This is because of something called damage balancer. I think that's what it's called. Let me go check again. Damage balancer. Ah, yes. Basically, you can't heal from other people while you're in Etoile. Damage balancer just negates that. See, recovery reduction rate is 100%. You're not healing. You can only heal from something from monomates. See, if you use a monomate, you can heal just fine, but you won't be recovering any HP while you're attacking. But that's the price for being so tanky. Otherwise, this class would just be broken. See, let me just show you how much damage this thing actually does while being an AoE attack. It's honestly incredible. It's honestly disgusting. And see, it's still very spammable. Etoile is a very nice class that I recommend that you try out if you like not relatively slower, but you like to have more control over how you fight due to the slower nature of this class. That's Etoile, I guess. If you have any other questions, you can always put it in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them, because admittedly I'm not that good of a speaker. But I do know how to play this game, so if you want, you can go ask in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you for watching.